Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Gennady Golovkin and Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn states this: Golovkin should fight Andrade in the summer, then Murata on December 31st. Wow. Eddie Hearn is seemingly growing impatient with Gennady Golovkin. Hearn, whose company co-promotes Golovkin, expressed exasperation Saturday night with Golovkin's plan to return to the ring December 31st against Ryoto Murata. According to Hearn, Golovkin, the IBF and the IBO middleweight champion, intends to meet Murata, the WBA champ, on New Year's Eve in Japan, Murata's home country. Hearn believes Golovkin should face Demetrius Andrade in another title unification fight sometime this summer. The British promoter discussed the Golovkin-Andrade scenario with DAZN's Chris Mannix after Andrade, 30-0-18, recorded a 12-round unanimous decision over Liam Wilson, which is now 23-3-18, on Saturday night. And he said, Eddie Hearn, quote, "If I'm Gennady Golovkin or I'm Jamal Charlo," Hearn said, "I'm looking at Andrade and going, I can beat him, so why not step up?" Gennady Golovkin, a great champion, he's planning a fight with Murata in December on the 31st. We're in April. Gennady Golovkin should be looking and speaking to DAZN and us and saying, I'll fight Demetrius Andrade in the summer, and then I'll fight Murata in Japan. Two massive unification fights. Champions have to fight champions, and Demetrius can't just keep defending his belt. He was great tonight. Liam Wilson was great tonight. And again, like you said, Andrade was hurt. He was tired. He can make 160 forever. So if you're Charlo, if you're Golovkin, let's do it. Let's make the unification fights. Champion versus champion. That's what boxing is about. Wow. Let me counterpunch. Look. You have to give Hearn credit with that. I mean, Hearn is a pretty mellow, understandable guy at times when it comes to certain fighters. But like everyone else at this point now, that comes to a head. Gennady Golovkin has been dicking around for the last 3 years. And he's been fighting people like Steve Rolls, and when he fought Deverenchenko, it was actually, I think he should fight him again, honestly. If he was going to do anything, but he fought a tough fight with him, but he showed that he could be hurt. He showed his vulnerability. He showed that aura invincibility is not really there like it used to be. But most important, he shows that the desire to fight the best fighters are not there. And I've been telling people this about Golovkin. Ever since Golovkin lost that fight to Canelo Alvarez, ever since he got into the ring with Canelo Alvarez, that's all he's been sputtering up. And after that, those 2 bouts, he ain't been worth a shit. Let's be real. I mean, he's a good fighter and all, but he went from being feared, ignored, avoided, to now he's ducking fighters. Now he's claiming that he's not a good enough opponent. That has nothing to do with it. It's time to work on your legacy. Those 21-22 title defenses, that's over. He lost to Canelo. Hashtag Canelo on points. That's what happened to him. But if he wanted to stay in the sport, that's one thing. He should fight the best. Let me put it this way. If Gennady Golovkin wanted to leave the sport like Marvelous Marvin Hagler did, that's great. Why not do it? Because that would have been a great exit strategy. You know what? I'm not going to fight no more. I made my money. Let me go home and chill with my children and my family. Let me do that because I know I won that fight too. Screw it. Deuces. Right? So I think he should have done that. But he didn't. He pondered a third fight with Canelo, and Canelo's like, you know what? I'm tired of fighting this dude. You know what I mean? I fight this dude, another 12 rounds? So, he had a couple fights past that. Mediocre fights he got with Jonathan. And Jonathan taught him some stuff. But, when he started getting hit, he reminded me of Arturo Gatti. He went back to being the same guy he really was. Again, He's a good fighter at this point, but he's 39 years of age. You know what I mean? Zaramata. Zaramata, Steve Rolls, and Deverenchenko. Those are the three. And guess what? Out of one of those fighters, one of them are actually worth the shit. Let's just be real. Steve Rolls, never heard of the guy. Honestly, never heard of him. Zaramata, never heard of him either. Okay, so he's took two bullshit fights. Now he wants to schedule a fight at the fucking beginning of the next year? If I'm Eddie Hearn, I should be upset with him too, because Kurt DeVille has been upset with him. Okay, I've been upset with this guy because I've seen the shit he does. Golovkin got that money and he wanted to start playing it easy. That's what he started doing. I know he wanted to be champ again. Fine, he got that, but he hasn't fought anyone else. So yeah, I mean, if I'm Eddie Hearn, I would put his ass to the fire. Like, yo, you need to fight somebody. Fight somebody worth a shit, somebody active, somebody that's actually known. Screw trying to selectively pick these fights over here and all that shit. Stop. Because him of all people should know what it's like to be avoided and ducked. So if you know you hate that idea, you used to hate when people did that to you, why are you doing that to people? It makes Gennady Golovkin such a hypocrite, people. I'm sorry. And I was a Triple G fan. Triple G. You know what I mean? Until the Canelo thing was over, right? That shit happened. Great. We got that fight at least. Or fights at least. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you got beat. And then it's like you're not the same anymore. Right? But no, Eddie Hearn's absolutely right. So I wish it was a way that he can, give Golovkin a pep talk or talk to his people to tell him like, hey, dude, put up or shut up. Easy. You know what I mean? It's time to get these fights happening. And if you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. And Golovkin is part of the problem of boxing at this point of time. If he's pondering on fighting somebody fucking, 8 months from now? Just unacceptable. You guys tell me what you think about Eddie Hearn and his impatience towards Gennady Golovkin at this point. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.